and welcome to this week's extended interview. I'm News Director Jim Yeager, and I'm here today speaking with the manager of the Stephenson County Farmers Market, Amera Striegel. Amera has been running the market for 3 years now and is excited to share some new opportunities and new programs that the market is offering to the community. So first and foremost, Amera, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I always love being with Freepod.
Awesome. We love having you. So, Amera, you've been running the market now for 3 years as manager. What are some of the big kind of changes, big programs? What did you want to do when you stepped into this role?
When I first stepped into the role, I really had no idea what I was doing. But I have an incredible group of vendors that was really supportive of the ideas that I had. And so the first year we implemented a community and local artist tent where different businesses and organizations will come and set up every week and just share themselves with the community. So we've done donation drive for voices we did last week in the rain, and we've had the observatory out and just a bunch of different. So that has been a staple. The community tent, thanks to Remax Golden Girls for making that possible every year. And then Elliott Graphics is the sponsor of our local artist tent. So artists can come and set up for free and just share just a one-time thing with our community. And so this year we went a little extra with programs and really excited. So we started with our compost bucket program. This was something I've wanted to do, but needed a farm partner. And so the Loving Seed is a nonprofit farm up in Cedarville. And so they have agreed to partner with us. And so you buy a bucket from the market for $10, and then you bring it back every week with your kitchen scraps. And you can participate in home composting if that's not accessible to you. And we'll thank the city of Freeport for sponsoring that program and helping to buy the buckets and make that possible. And that's going really well. We had 8 or 9 people come and return, exchange their buckets last week, again, in the rain. And we see those consistently every week. The kids' bucks. This one's awesome. So on the last Saturday of every month, kids get $5 to spend at the market on items of their choice, except for non-food items and sweet treats. So they can be plants or produce, eggs, honey, healthy food choices. And we have seen an incredible response to that. We have a variety of different sponsors, each one a different one every month that help made it possible. So then they're at the market in the community tent handing out the vouchers, and you can learn more about them on our website. I'm not going to list them all right now.
You know, you obviously you came in and with ideas, right? And you knew that the market has been around for 30 years. Is that correct? And obviously things need to evolve. Things need to shift. What was your personal impetus for getting involved with the Stephenson County market? What brought you into this organization?
So I moved here when I moved to Freeport. I had a young son and I moved from North Carolina. I didn't know anybody here. And I decided, I'm just going to jump in. I got to find my people. So I went to the library. I went to the farmers market, and farmers market people are my people. So after a few months of attending, I decided to start baking sourdough bread. And this is when Margaret Bardell was still managing it. And went through the season, and she decided to step back, and I was like, okay, I will take this on.
That's awesome. That's great. So you started as a vendor yourself and then moved into this kind of administrative, and you are still a vendor as well. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. I'm Faith Over Fear fermentory. So I do a lot more fermented, like sauerkraut and kimchi, different fermented products alongside my bread and scones that people love.
Do you think that that's helpful to be both a vendor and a manager? So you understand the vendor's perspective, you understand the consumer's perspective. Are those kind of backgrounds, is that kind of training, I guess, helping you to make a lot of these decisions on what programs to bring in, what will be good for the community?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about bringing people down for more than just food. Like, farmers markets really create their own little ethos. It's a community, and we want to show that us and our consumers we're more than just farmers in a parking lot. We really have something to add to the community. We are adding to our patrons' lives every Saturday morning. And it's really special to watch. It's hard to get up at, 5, 6 in the morning on a Saturday, and you're dragging in the morning, and then you get there, and I'm just constantly overwhelmed with joy by the people that show up and the fun that they're having and the friends that they're seeing and the kids running around. It makes it worth it for the early mornings.
That's very cool. Now, I know that you're bringing in a lot this year, right? One of the big ones that we covered on Freepod, actually a couple weeks ago now, is this idea of an adventure book, right? That allows people to almost get rewarded for visiting farmers markets in the area. Can you tell us a little bit about how did you decide to get involved with that? What's your goal with that? What's your hope?
So last year we had a physical passport that people could bring around to the other markets and get stamped. This was an idea that I just had out of nowhere. And there are a couple other markets around the nation doing something similar. And everyone thought it was a great idea. And it's just hard to get, it's a new thing. So participation was limited. People were excited. It's a great idea. It's a really nice resource. So then this year I got a grant from Compeer Financial, and we worked with another company, and now we have an app. So it's more of an adventure-based app. So it's free. You download it. You can do it with a group of friends or by yourself. And it shows, there's so many markets. It's over 10 farmers markets within an hour radius, and then different farm stands. And so, you check in at the markets and you get points for visiting, and you go up the leaderboard. And then when you check into a market, other side missions will be unlocked. And so, because if you go to a new town, you're probably not just going to go to their farmers market. You might go to a coffee shop or a bookstore or a park. And so it's to encourage some of the cross-pollination between farmers markets and other local small businesses and attractions in an area. So once you check in, then other side missions will be unlocked. And in Freeport here, I've partnered with Flair Boutique and the Cookie Jar, 9 East. They are all, so when you check into the Stephenson County Farmers Market, those are unlocked, and some of them are offering little discounts. And it's something that's missing. Farmers markets tend to operate as islands, and they're not always connected. And I'm really passionate about creating a food web, a whole food system. And to do that, we need to be aware of what's all in our area and work together, because there's stuff that we don't have at our market that others do. And I don't feel like we're losing out by sending people to other markets, because other people will hopefully come to ours, and we'll all just cross-pollinate and adventure and appreciate and meet your farmers and meet the people that are making this food and growing this food. So, it's available now online.
Well, and there's a good history there of gamifying stuff like this, right? As you're describing it, I'm just thinking Pokemon Go for farmers markets.
Right.
And that's got a tremendous amount of appeal. And I love the idea of that cross-pollination, like you said, about how, because people will travel for a farmer's market. People will travel. I very familiar with the Beloit Farmers Market up in Beloit, Wisconsin. And number one, it's ginormous. It's huge. But number two, the amount of people who travel long distances to go to that market are you hoping Stephenson County Market can kind of build to that level of it's an attraction that we can then use to dispense people to other local businesses?
Yes. I thinking about it, I'd never want to be as big as Beloit. That's a lot of management. But we have some great markets in the area that are more like attraction markets. So Mount Carroll is a great example. They have a beautiful little market, and they do music, and they just have a really great vibe at the Mount Carroll market. And ours is, I'm a little less on entertainment and more on community impact, but I think that holds tremendous value as well. So a lot of these little markets have their own different appeals, and they're in great areas and also different days. So Lanark is on a Wednesday, Oregon is on a Sunday, And so if you can't make a Saturday morning market, it's great to know what other options are there. And so it's all the information is there in the app.
Very cool. Now, another big change that only recently has happened is the Stephenson County Farmers Market is now accepting SNAP payments.
Whoop, whoop.
And obviously a ginormous impact potentially for the community and boost for the community. So first things first, tell us a little bit about what exactly can SNAP be used for at the farmers market, and how does that work for anybody who's listening and would be interested in using SNAP benefits to pay for their farmers market goods?
Yes, this is something I've been trying to get done for years, and anybody that works with the government knows that it's not always easy.
Nothing goes quickly.
No, but shout out to Sarah, who works with the Freeport Student Garden. They are really helping to co-pilot this program. And so SNAP can be used on any, same as the grocery store, any food items at the market, as well as plants. So like if Willie has some beautiful basil plants, you can use your SNAP to purchase a basil plant so you can grow basil at home. When you come to the market, Sarah has a tent. You'll run your card and you get tokens for the amount you run your card. So let's say you want $20 on your SNAP card. You'll get 20 tokens. And because we have a grant through Experimental Station and Link Up Illinois, they do Link Match. So you will get an additional $20 to spend only on produce. So then you have $20 to spend on produce and $20 to spend on other food items that you would like, or more produce. Really, it's up to you. So you double your money, which is just fantastical in these times.
Yeah. Especially considering the cuts that have been made to these programs. And now not only do they get to double up, but then also on top of it, locally sourced healthy foods that contribute directly back to the local economy.
Nailed it.
That's a huge win.
It's huge.
It's a huge win.
Huge. And downtown Freeport is a food desert. There is nowhere to get fresh or really any groceries, hardly, except for, a small bodega type store. So I believe the impact that this will have just on the downtown area is going to be huge as well.
That's absolutely wonderful.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So you've been working on this for a while. You said you're working with Sarah. Is this a kind of a collaborative effort you want to see work towards other markets as well? Or are you kind of holding this as a proprietary, like, no, we did this? Would you be open to working with other markets on helping them enable this?
Yes, once we get it down. So last weekend was our test run in the rain. And so this weekend is our full go. And I mean, the Lanark Farmers Market has accepted SNAP. I believe they still are. The Oregon Farmers Market also does. So there are multiple markets in the area that do. But yeah, I mean, I'm not safeguarding any information or resources.
No gatekeeping.
No. Yeah, and I'm super, as I myself as a single mom receive SNAP benefits. And so I spend a lot of money at the farmers market, and just to be able to have that, it's really nice.
That's super great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And again, something definitely I think the community should know.
Yeah.
If you're, again, with the cuts to SNAP, people are stretching as far as they can. And the fact that you can double up and get fresh and get your own plants.
Yeah.
You want to talk about sustainability. If you can use that money to then purchase your own crop plants that you can perpetually be harvesting, that's fantastic.
Yeah. It was for the kids to see that. And then, come on a Kids Bucks weekend and really get the whole experience.
Level it up.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, one of the other changes that's happened recently, and again, we covered on Freepod, but it's been a minute here, is location change.
Oh, yes.
Right? So the Stephenson County Market, for those of you listening who have not been for a little bit, it's not where it used to be. So tell us a little bit about why the move. Are you staying? Why the stay? Tell us a little bit about the location shift.
Yep. So we've always been in the municipal lot downtown. As we all know, that underwent construction this spring, early summer. So we found a temporary home on Exchange Street and Adams, which is beautiful because it's just a couple blocks down. It's not too far out of the way for people. Still took a while to find us, but that's okay. So the parking lot is actually owned by Castor Home Health. and they were gracious enough to let us use it. And it's been great. We've actually being on 75 there has really helped with traffic. So the market is on the Exchange and Adams side. The parking is closer to like Exchange and State. There's a parking lot there. So it's worked out really well to still have on-site parking for our patrons, because that was the nice thing about the municipal lot is it's just so huge and you can park and walk and we don't have to. Anyway, so we are going to stay for the remainder of the year. We were thinking about moving back once the parking lot was finished, and we're just doing really well at this location. I think moving a market in itself has its challenges, and then to move mid-season would present its own challenges. So we are going to stay for the remainder of the season.
Very nice.
Which is great.
Very nice. How long is your season? When does the season end?
We go until October 31st is actually the last Saturday this year. So we have 3 full months yet. Yeah,
Holy
we're only
cow.
halfway through. Now everything's popping.
Wow, you guys go through 3 seasons then, from beginning to end of spring jacket to summer tank tops to fall jackets.
And then we move indoors for our winter farmers market.
Very nice. Where is that located at?
Last 2 years, it's been at the Farm Bureau building. So again, there might be changes there if the Farm Bureau building sells, and so more. Stay tuned for updates. But I will be doing indoor market somewhere, because that's just been, again, a wonderful resource for the community. And we had vendors come from other markets, because not a lot of places do a winter market. So we had a wider range of stuff almost available, except for fresh produce, in the wintertime. Yeah, that one's fun.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. And how many vendors do you guys have this season?
Around 25. And so some of them are bi-weekly. Some come, it's like once a month or drop in. Some started late. So now Mad Bee Honey will now be joining us this weekend again. They've had to redo their stock of honey this spring. And so we haven't had a honey vendor, and they'll be joining us again. So for the people who have been looking for the honey, they are coming. They are coming.
I'm sure they have their loyalists who are there every week asking.
Yes.
And quite a diversity of vendor types as well. I was there, I think, last weekend. And you, as you mentioned, you have, baked goods, you have sweet treats, you also have plants, you also have some crafters. Tell us a little bit about the diversity of vendors that you try to bring into the market and why that's important.
Yeah. I love our staple group of vendors. They've been doing it forever. They know what they're doing and what the people want. And we had a number of new vendors this year, which I've been really excited about. And so a couple different produce vendors, again, the Loving Seed, the nonprofit farm. And this is their first year like in a market. And Holy Heron Farm is another produce. They have mostly greens. So lettuce. So during this whole lettuce outbreak, they have been feeding a lot of people greens. And it's their first year. There's another woman who makes salsas, and it's her first year in a market. So it's really a cool place to help people get started in the market system, because we do have such a great customer base too, that show up. Again, like you were there in the rain last weekend, and we know like we'll show up because they show up. So yes, we do have some craft and woodworking. And again, with the local artist tent, that helps to bring some other stuff in. We are focused a lot on food products and diversity of choice between like how people grow their crops, because I think choice is really important. And yeah, a couple different bakers. We have a good spread. You can get most eggs, a couple different egg people, and then plants, both from house plants to growing plants.
It's just all over the board.
There's a lot.
It's all over the board. Now, do you find vendors, or do vendors come to you? How does that work?
A little bit of both. So we do have an application that people can fill out at any point in the year. And then this year I actually kind of tried to do some outreach, because like meat, we don't have a meat vendor at the market. And that's something I would love to see, knowing like even if it's just once or twice a month. I don't think we could support a full-time meat vendor. But so we had some, who do we have? The coffee guy in the beginning. And so just trying to get into their market rotation, because a lot of these farmers market people do multiple markets. And so it's kind of nice for them to branch out sometimes. So getting numbers and average sales, it's good to have that data to be able to approach a vendor and be like, hey, this is what we do, and we would love to have you join us. So I'll be doing a little more of that next year as well. But we do have such a solid crew that, yeah, we're always looking for new people and new stuff, as long as it's generally aligned with our community mission.
Sure. Well, and many of the vendors have been there for a while.
Yeah.
There's a lot of long-term vendors you see season after season.
Yeah.
If somebody did want to become a new vendor, you said that there's an application process. I'm assuming, is that on the website?
Yep. You can find that on the website.
And the website address?
StephenSonCountyFarmersMarket.com.
Perfect.
Or you can send me an email at StephenSonCountyFarmersMarket@gmail.com.
Awesome. Now, is there an application fee?
No.
Awesome.
No. There is a vendor fee, and insurance is required. And, just depending on what you have, there are different rules that you have to, regulations that you have to abide by. But it's pretty simple. And yeah, it's going to just try it out, see if you like it. Some people think it's like, hey, I'm going to go sell stuff at the farmer's market. And then you realize it's actually quite a bit of work.
Well, like you said, waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. on a rainy Saturday morning.
Yep.
It takes a dedication. That takes a dedication
It does.
level. Yeah. Awesome. What else would you like us to know about the farmers market, Amera? What do you think that people in the community should know? Because I think when I hear farmers market, I immediately have an image in mind. I immediately have an idea of what a farmers market is, but every market's different. What is it about the Stephenson County market you think people should know if they've never been?
Well, it's great to stop at 90s Coffee on your way down, grab a coffee, come and just walk around and hang out and have conversations. Like, there are points in the morning where we're like so busy we can't talk, but we love to meet new people, and we can tell when you're a new person because we haven't seen you and we've been around. And so we love to know how you heard about us, what brought you down, what you're looking for, and share all that we're doing, because we are looking to build more of a community. We want you to come and get your fruits and vegetables, but we also want you to learn about other organizations in the community. We want to give you an opportunity to, just meet people and have a small impact with the compost bucket. Or unfortunately, we don't have like an area where you can sit and chill, but maybe in the future we would have that. But like, you see the same people when you come down. And so then you just make those connections, and we're really trying to build something more than just farmers in a parking lot. And I think we are doing a pretty good job. So come on and hang out.
Absolutely. Well, and almost as if you could almost change the name from farmers market to farmers/community market, because it is really about building. That's one of the things I love about markets is the connections that vendors make to each other, and the way that they can help each other and work together. And again, it boosts the community. Everybody gains from those things. And anybody can come down, see these different vendors, and make connections themselves, because it does feel different when you're eating something and you know who grew it. Who produced it. It feels different. You have a more of a almost spiritual connection to it. I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain. And, and that was one of the things he was real big on, is you should honor your food and know your food so that you don't waste it. Right. These things were either processed or these things were harvested by people who cared for these things, and you should respect that. And I think a farmer's market is a great opportunity for the community to do that.
Absolutely. No, I love that. Honoring the food and honoring the farmer, when you can look at your plate and know exactly where multiple items came from. It's a totally different experience. And a lot of these farmers will be like, yeah, come out. Come on, look at the farm. Come hang out and see then where it's grown, or help. Or I also work with the Northern Illinois Young Farmers Coalition chapter. And so we've started a FAVES farmer and volunteer work assist. So you can go on their website and sign up. And so it's like if farmers need work help for a day or two, or if you're a farmer and you need help, you can go and kind of sign up. And so it's, again, that cross-pollination of getting people involved in the food system and knowing where their food comes and why it adds value to your life to know and eat that way if you have the opportunity. And giving people the choice. A lot of people don't have the choice. So that's we're working on that too.
Very, very cool. Very well, Amera, thank you for your time. Really appreciate you being here and letting our audience know about the, I think, amazing things happening at the market, and hopefully we can drive more people down there because it's for the community and it betters the community, and I think that's what Freepod is for, and that's what the market is for, and let's keep building positive communities. So thank you, Amera. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, you've been listening to Freepod's extended interview. I am Freepod News Director Jim Yeager. Please tune in every Tuesday at noon when our next interview will drop, as well as every Thursday at noon when our regular newscast drops. Special thanks to the Highland Community College Media Studies Department for producing Freepod, and of course to all of our liaisons who help Freepod happen. This has been Jim Yeager. Thank you for listening.